Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to PHP Student Management System project tutorial for beginner. Now in the previous tutorial, we deleted the teacher data from here. Now in this tutorial, we are going to have an update option over here and we'll have an update button for each of the teacher. And if we click the update button, it will take us to another page with the data of the specific teacher. So let's go back to our code. And here you can see over here you can see the table header, teacher name, about, teacher, image, delete. So we are going to have another header over here and it will be update. Let me paste it, and here instead of delete we'll say update. So if I now save it, then if I just refresh, here you can see we have another column called update. Now we are going to have a button for each of the teacher. So for it, here you can see the while loop, and using $info, we show the teacher name, then description, teacher image over here. So here you can see this is the TD for the delete. So we're going to have another TD for update. So we'll say TD, and inside this TD we're going to have this class. Let me just copy it, Control C, and I'll paste the class name inside this TD. So inside this we are going to have a anchor tag, and let's say its name will be update. So if I now save it, then if we just refresh, here you can see we have a update text over here, and let's also make the design for the update button. So here we are going to mention a bootstrap class. Let's say btn, it will be primary. Let's say save it. Now if we refresh, here you can see our update button look like this. Now what we first do is that if we click this update button, it will get this specific teacher ID. So for it, we require to write some PHP code. So in order to write PHP code, we need to give the PHP opening tag over here, and then this PHP opening tag will close after this anchor tag. So after this, we'll say here echo, then we'll give a double quotation, and this double quotation will end after this anchor tag, and we'll end it with a semicolon. Now here you can see for this echo we use double quotation, right? So we cannot use double quotation inside it, we have to use single quotation. Right now if we use double quotation, it will give us error. So here we'll give single quotation for this class name, and here in the href we also need to give single quotation. Now inside this single quotation, first of all we need to mention a PHP file name. Let's say admin underscore update underscore teacher dot php. So we'll create this file, and in this file we are going to send a teacher id. So for sending teacher id, we need to give a question mark sign. Then we'll declare a variable name. Let's say teacher underscore id equal to. Now here if we go at the top, here you can see we write $info equal to result fetch assoc, and using this $info we get the teacher name, description, and the teacher image. So in the same way we can also get the id from the table as well. So here dollar teacher underscore id equal to, we'll give 2 second bracket, then we'll say $info, we'll give 2 third bracket, 2 single quotation, and inside it we're going to say id. So right now if we just save it, and let me just refresh here, okay, there is an error at 160. Okay, there is a double quotation over here, so let me just remove it, and let's save it again, and let me just refresh. Okay, the error is gone, and if I just take my cursor on the update button, just notice on the left down corner just over here, if I take my cursor over here, you can see id call 7, and if I take my cursor over here, you can see teacher underscore id equal to 10. So we are able to successfully get the id. So right now here you can see we also declare a PHP file name over here, which we do not have over here. So we are going to create this PHP file. So I'll just right click over here, then click new file, and here I'm going to say admin underscore update underscore teacher dot php. So Control S, then save. So here let me just write a normal h1 tag. Let's say update here, just this for now. If we save it, then if we just refresh, And if we click on this update button, here you can see it took us to this page. Now here you can see in the URL, we get the teacher underscore ID equal to 7. If you want to print the ID number, you can also do it. Okay, let me just show it to you. Here you can see we send this variable teacher underscore ID. For it, let me just give the PHP tag here, opening, closing, and then inside this PHP tag, we are going to say echo. And if we just say over here dollar underscore get, and inside this single quotation, if we just say teacher underscore ID, then if we just save it, then if we just refresh over here, here you can see we are able to print the ID over here as well. So but what we want is that we want to have this design on this page as well. So for it, we are just going to go to the admin home.php and we are going to copy every code from here. We include the sidebar over here. We also include the admin underscore css in the admin home.php. So we are going to copy everything from this page. So Control A, Control C, and we are going to paste it inside this admin underscore update underscore teacher.php. So let me remove it and Control V. And instead of admin dashboard, here we are going to say update teacher data. So if you save it, then refresh. So here you can see the update teacher data text here. We also have the header and the sidebar here as well. So over here we are going to create some input field, and inside that input field we'll have the specific teacher data. It means if someone click this update button, it means it will show the teacher name, about teacher, the teacher image inside that, inside those input field. So for it, first of all, let's create the input field here. Now here you can see div class content. So inside this class we are going to write our, make our input field here. So let me just say over here, first we need to mention form, and inside this form we are going to have, we are going to say, let's say div. Inside this div, first we are going to say level. Level will be, let's say, teacher name, and after it we'll have the have an input field for teacher name. Input type will be text, and let's say name equal to name. Let me just copy this div, Control C, and I'm going to paste it three times on 2 and 3. So after name, here we'll say about teacher, and let's say input type will be text, and let's say name equal to description, and here the label will be let's teacher image. It will be teacher image. So input type, it will be file since it's the image. Okay, no, it on bit input type actually will show that teacher image over here. Teacher old image actually will say teacher old image, and here we are going to say teacher new image. It means we will first show the teacher old image, and if the admin want to update the teacher image, admin can do it as well. So for this teacher new image, input type will be file, and let's say name equal to image. So here we are just going to show the teacher image here. So let me just have another one, and here it will be the submit button. So input type equal to submit, and name equal to, let's say, update underscore teacher. So let me just save it, then let me just refresh. So here you can see we have the input field for teacher name, about teacher, and we have a choose file option and a submit button. Now for this about teacher, let's use text area instead of input field. So let me just go back to my code, and here you can see about teacher description. So instead of description, let's use text area here, text area, and here we are going to say name equal to, it will be description. Okay, so save it. Now let's refresh. Okay, this is better. Now we are going to make some design for the label first. So for it, let's go at the top, and you can see the header section. So inside this header section we are going to mention a style, and inside this style we are going to mention the label tag. We'll give 2-second bracket, and we'll say display, it will be inline block. let's say width, it will be 100, let's say 150 px. Then text align, it will be right. Then padding top 10 px, then padding bottom 10 px. So if you save it, then refresh, here you can see every level is on the same position. Here you can see. So now let's have those in the middle, and let's also have a background color for them as well. So let's first make them in the middle. So for it, here you can see div class content, here you can see update teacher data. So before this, we're going to say here center tag, and this center tag will start over here and it will end after this form. And let's save it, then let's refresh. So here you can see everything is in the center. Now let's add a background color for this. So for it, let's just add another div, or we can just say in this form, let's just say in this form we'll mention a class. Let's say form underscore deg, it means design. So we are going to write some css for this class, form underscore deg. So let me just go, and here at the inside this we're going to give a dot, since form underscore deg is a class. Then inside it we're going to say background color, it will be, let's say, sky blue. Then we are going to say, let's say, width, it will be, let's say, 600 px. Then let's say padding top, it will be 70 px. Then padding bottom 70 px as well. Save it now, then let's refresh. Okay, it looks like this right now, and it's look quite nice. That works for me. And let's also have a design for the submit button. So for submit button, we're going to use a bootstrap class. So here, let me just say here class, it will be, let's say, btn, let's say success. Save, then let's refresh. Okay, everything looks fine. So right now, what we need to do is that we need to get the data for the specific teacher inside this input field. So if someone click on this update button, here you can see Matthew, very good marketing teacher, and the image. So if someone click this update button, we want to see the teacher name here, the Matthew, and about teacher, and here teacher old image. Here we want to see the teacher old image, and if the admin want to update the teacher image, admin can choose the image from here. So first of all, we need to get the data using this id from the database. So for it, let's go back, and we'll just directly go at the top, and first of all we're going to connect this admin underscore update underscore teacher dot php to our database. So in order to connect this page to the database, we need to write like five line of code. So here you can see we have already a PHP opening and PHP closing here. So after this, we are going to just declare some variable. Let's say $host equal to, we'll say localhost. Then we are going to say $user, it will be equal to, it will be root. After it, we are going to say $password, it will be null. And then the last one is $db, it means our database name, and our database name is school project. So after this, we'll say $data equal to, we are going to say MySQLi connect. We'll give two first bracket, and inside this first bracket we are going to mention all those variable. So first we are going to mention $host, comma $user, comma $password, comma $db. So once we write this 5 line of code, our this PHP file will be connected to the database. So let me just go to admin underscore v underscore teacher dot php, and here you can see the update button, and here we are actually sending teacher underscore id from here. So first of all, we are going to check if there is any teacher underscore id over here. So it means we are actually checking if someone actually click this update button. So if someone click this update button, we'll have the id over here, obviously. So let me just give a if condition. If let me just keep 2 second bracket, and inside this if condition we're going to say dollar underscore get, we'll give two third bracket and two single quotation, then we are going to say teacher underscore id. So it means if someone click on the update button, then we'll automatically come to this if condition. Why? Because here you can see we in the H step we mention the PHP file call admin underscore update underscore teacher dot php, and we are sending the id. If there is any id, then we are going to say over here write the SQL query. So here let me just declare a variable, let's say $SQL equal to, we'll give to double quotation, and inside it we are going to say select star from our table name which is teacher. Let me just show you the table name here. Let me zoom in. Here you can see our table name is teacher, and inside this table we have id, name, description and the image. So select star from teacher, then we are going to say where and id equal to, we'll give two single quotation, and inside the single quotation we are going to mention this thing. So let me just copy it and let me paste it over here. But it will be better if we just store the id value in a variable, that because that will look the code more cleaner. Let's just say over here dollar t underscore id equal to, let me just copy it, control c and paste it here. So it means the id we got from the admin underscore view dot teacher, we are storing the id inside this t underscore id variable. So we are just going to say dollar t underscore id. So right now what we are doing is that we are getting all the data where id equal to this on. It means here let me just show you. If I just click this update button, here you can see in the url id equal to 2. So if we just go to the database, and here you can see id 2, so we'll get the name, description and image over here inside this sql. So after this we are just going to say dollar result equal to, we'll say mysql query, we'll keep two first bracket, and here we are going to say dollar data comma dollar sql, and here you can see dollar data. This dollar data is actually this one, and this dollar sql is this one. Okay, let me just give a space. So right now we need to show those data from the database over here in the input field. So for it, let me just declare another variable. Let's say dollar info. You can declare any variable equal to, we are going to say dollar result, which is actually this one, this dollar result. Then we'll give this arrow sign, then we'll say fetch underscore so, then two first bracket. So right now using this dollar info variable, we can show the data from the database to inside this input field. So here you can see teacher name. So let me just say over here value, and inside this value we're going to give the PHP opening, then PHP closing. So let me just write it properly so that you can understand it. So here you can see, so inside this PHP tag we're going to say echo, then we'll give two double quotation, and inside it we'll give two second bracket, then we'll say dollar info, then two third bracket, two single quotation. Here we are going to say name. Now where is this name coming from? If we just go to the database, and here you can see name, so that name is actually coming from the database. So here you can see also description and the image, and we'll get the name of the specific id over here, because in the SQL we mention where id equal to something that we are just getting from the other page. So here we are showing the name. So after name, okay, let me just show you. If I just save it then refresh, here we can see we are able to get the teacher name here. So we can also get the description and the teacher old image as well. Now we are going to do the same for the description and the image as well. So for the description, for the text area we cannot use value, so we'll just copy this part, this PHP opening to PHP closing. Let me copy it and I'm going to paste it over here. inside the text area, let me just write it properly so that you can understand. So we need to write it like this inside text area, and instead of name we are going to say description. If I now save it, then if we just refresh here, the description we cannot see it properly. If I just resize the text area, only we can see it. So for it, let me just fix it. So over here you can see the text area. So here inside this text area, here we are going to say rows equal to, let's say, 4. If I now save it, ROWS rows, and then refresh. So here you can see right now we can see the description properly. Now I'm not going to make some more design for this. So right now let's also show the image. Now in order to show the image, we need to write the code inside this image source. So let me just copy this part, Control C, and I'm going to paste it inside the source. So Control V. So here instead of name we are going to say image, and this image name obviously coming from the database. So right now if we just refresh, so here you can see the image like this. Obviously we want the image size to be smaller, so for it here let me just say over here with let's say it will be 100 px. Then let's say height, it will be 100 px. Let's have the image size smaller. Let's refresh. Okay, image source equal to something. Okay, the problem is there is this arrow sign after this. So if we just refresh this one, so here you can see everything is proper right now. So save it. Now let's refresh. Okay, so here you can see the old image. So if you want to change the new image, we'll just click on this, then choose a image, click submit, and we'll be able to update the image and the data as well. So for updating them, we are required to write some more line of code. So for it, let's go back, and here you can see we mention a form. So inside this form we are going to first say action, then we'll also say here method. Now method will be post because we want to update data. Let's say action equal to hash. Hash means we want to write the code for updating the data in the same file. You can write hash, or you can write if you want to write the code in another file, you can mention it as well. And basically giving hash and giving the page name for the same page is basically the same. You can also write admin underscore update underscore teacher dot php. So this is basically our this file name. Here you can see, so you can give this one or you can give hash, both have the same meanings. So first of all we'll go down, and here you can see we have the submit button here, input type submit, and here you can see name equal to update underscore teacher. So here first of all what we'll check is that if the admin click this update underscore teacher button, here you can see name equal to update underscore teacher. So what we are going to do is that we'll go at the top, and here you can see the PHP opening and closing. So inside it we're going to give a if condition. If, so first we are going to check if someone click that button, so we are going to say if. So inside this if condition we are going to say is set, then we'll give to first bracket, and we'll set dollar underscore post, then we'll give to third bracket and to single quotation. Now why dollar why post? Because over here you can see in the form we said method equal to post, and here in this single quotation we are going to mention this name equal to update underscore teacher. So let me just copy it, Control C, and paste it inside this single quotation. So first of all we are going to get all the data from here. You can see from this input field, here you can see name equal to something, name equal to name, here you can see name equal to description, and this teacher old image is just only for showing the old image. We don't have to get anything from here, but we have to get the new image from here, teacher new image. Let's say here choose. I think that sounds better. So we are going to get the file from here. So first of all, let's go at the top, and here you can see the if condition. So here in this if condition, first of all, let me just declare a variable. Let's say dollar t underscore let's t underscore name equal to, we are going to say dollar underscore post, it will be name, and this name is actually coming from here. So after name, we'll say description. So let me just copy it and paste it, and let's say t underscore, it will be description. Okay, let's just go with t underscore des. That's small and that's easy to write. Let's say description. So right now we'll get the image. Now in order to get the image, we need to write it a little differently, because here you can see for image, the input type is file. Here you can see type equal to file. So in order to get a file, we need to write, let me just declare a variable. Let's say dollar file equal to, we are going to say dollar underscore files. In order to get image, we need to use dollar underscore files. Then we'll give two third bracket, and inside it we are going to say the name, which is image, and this name is actually coming from here. If we go down here, you can see name equal to image, and after this we need to give another third bracket, and here we are going to say name. After this, we are going to declare another variable where we are going to mention where we want to store the image, updated image. So we'll just keep this dot, then double slash, and inside this double slash we are going to say the folder name image. Here you can see that we have a folder called image, and in this folder we stored some images. So we mention the folder name, then we'll give a dot, then we are going to say dollar file, and this dollar file is actually this one. Now we need to write another line on how we want to store the image in the database. So let's say here dollar dst underscore db equal to, let me just copy this line, Control C and Control V, but here you can see this slash and this dot. We are just going to remove these two from here. So after this, we are going to say move underscore uploaded underscore file, then we'll give two first bracket, and inside it we are going to say dollar files, and here we are just going to say first image, then again we'll give two third bracket, two single quotation, and here we are going to say tmp underscore name. Now basically this line and this line is same, just the only single difference is this name and tmp underscore name. So after it we are going to give a comma, and then here we are going to say dollar dst. It means we are mentioning the destination, which coming from here. This dollar dst is actually this one. Now we have to write a query over here. So let's say over here dollar sql2 equal to, we are going to give two double quotation, and inside it we are going to say update. Then we are going to mention our table name, which is teacher. Then we'll say set. Then here we are going to say name equal to, we'll give two single quotation. If you give double quotation, you will get an error. Now here you can see name, this name is coming from the database. So let me just go to the database, let me zoom in. Here you can see name, description and image. So here this name is actually coming from the database. So here name equal to, and here we mention t underscore name over here. So let me just copy it and paste it here. So we'll give a comma. After name we have the description. Let's say description equal to two single quotation, and here you can see t underscore des. So let me copy it and paste it inside the single quotation, and the last one is image. So let me give a comma, then let's say image equal to, we'll give two single quotation, and here here you can see dollar dht underscore db. This is for the database. So let me copy it and paste it inside this. and after it we need to mention for which id we want to update. So here we are going to say where id equal to, we'll give two single quotation, and here you can see there is no id, teacher id over here. And if you go at the top, here we can see we are able to get the id over here. And we also declare a variable t underscore id, but it's inside a if condition, so we won't be able to get this on over here. So here let me just copy this whole thing, dollar underscore get teacher id, control c, and I'm going to paste it over here, control v and control s. So after it we are going to say dollar result, dollar result 2, let's say, equal to, we are going to say mysql I underscore query, we'll say dollar data comma dollar sql2. Now here you can see this dollar data obviously coming from here, as I mentioned earlier, dollar data, and this dollar sql2 is this one. So let me just give a if condition. If dollar result 2, if it's success, let's say over here echo update success, save it. Now let's go back and let me just refresh over here. Okay, there's a error at line 53. Let me check. I think we're getting error for this one. So we are getting error for this one. So for it, let me just remove this one. So we need to get the ID as well. So for it, let's just do it like this. Let me just go down, and here let me just say over here input type, let's say text, and let's say name equal to ID. Then we are going to say here value. Let me just copy this one, control C. So we are also going to send the ID from here, control V, and instead of name we are going to say over here ID. So if I now save it, then let's just go back, let's click view teacher, let's click this update button. So here you can see we are able to get the ID over here as well. We obviously don't want to show the ID, so let me just say over here hidden, hidden. So if I now save it, then let's refresh. So here you can see we cannot see the ID, but we obviously will be able to get the ID from here. So here you can see name equal to ID, so we can also get the ID over here as well. So for it, let me just control C, control V, and post, it will be ID. Let's say here ID, only ID. So here where ID equal to, let's say dollar ID. So I hope we'll not get any issue for it. Save it. Now let's refresh here again. Okay, now let's say here John, let's say John test, and let's choose the image. Let's just choose this image, then click open, and if you click submit, okay, there is a lot of error. So here you can see update success message over here. It means our data is updated successfully, but I think there is some issue with the image. Here you can see image, there is a issue I think, and we can ignore this teacher underscore id earning. So for ignoring the earning, all we have to do is that here we'll go at the top, and here you can see session start. So we are just going to say error reporting, and here we're going to say 0. It means it will not show us any earning. So if I now save it, then if I just refresh, here you can see the issue is gone and only the message is left over here, update success. Now if you go to our view teacher, here you can see teacher name John test. It means the name is updated, but the image is not updated. I think, let me go here. Okay, everything is perfect over here. Okay, I think the issue is that in the form, yes, in the form we didn't mention enc type. If you want to update or insert a file like image, here you can see input type file. Now in order to file update or insert, we need to mention enc type here. So enc type will be multi-part slash form data. So if you just write this on, I think the issue will be solved. So right now if we just go back to our browser, let me just refresh. Okay, let me click the update button and let's say here John, only John, and let's also remove this space from here and let me choose the image. Let's choose this one. Now let's click open. Now click submit. You can see update success message. Let me just go to view student, view teacher. Here you can see the new image and the teacher name here as well. If we just refresh over here, you can see over here the image, new image and the name here. Now there is one more issue is that if we click update, let's say John 2, and if we do not give the choose new image and if we click submit, you can see the update success message. And if we just refresh over here, you can see there is nothing in the image folder. If we go to view teacher, here you can see that this part, this image is empty. But what should have happened is that if we do not keep the choose new image, it should keep the old image. So for it, the solution is actually really simple. Okay, let me go, and here you can see the SQL query over here. So you can see dollar file. We are getting the image file in this dollar file variable. So what we are going to do is that we are just going to give a if condition, and inside it we are going to say dollar file. It means the admin, if the admin give the dollar file, then we'll go to this if condition. Let me just cut it from here, paste it over here. And if there is dollar file, it will come over here. And if there is no file, then we'll come to this else condition. So inside this else condition, let me just copy it from here, paste it here. And we are just going to over here, you can see image equal to dollar dst underscore db. So we are going to remove this part. So let me just explain again. So what will happen is that if someone give the image file from here, then it will run this SQL. But if someone do not give the dollar file, I mean if someone do not give the image from here, then it will run this SQL query. And where we are not updating the image, it means we are basically keeping the old image. Okay, I hope you are clear. So let me just save it and let me just refresh here. Let me just choose the image for now. Let me just choose this image, open, submit design. Let's go to view teacher. So here you can see this image. Now let's update again and let me just remove the space from here. Teacher, okay, let's say John only. And this time we want to change the image, and if we just click submit, here you can see update success message. And if you go to view teacher, here you can see it contain the previous old image. So let me just do one more thing is that we want to show the update success message. We'll just change the location. So for it we'll say header, and inside it we are going to say location, and let's say we'll return to view teacher, this page. So here you can see admin underscore view underscore teacher dot php. So the location will be admin underscore view underscore teacher dot php. So save it, let's refresh and let's click this update button. So updating the data will automatically go to the view teacher. Here you can see updated and it automatically take us to this page. So this is how you can update data in PHP. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. So thank you very much for watching, and if you want to appreciate my effort, then please subscribe my channel. So thanks for watching again. Stay tuned and stay healthy.